Okay.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
So this week's film was Bad Boys for
Life.
Bad Boys for Life. Bad Boys 4. And today we're just going to, it's not an analysis or a deep dive. It's just talking about the movie, what we enjoyed.
Yeah.
Maybe something small we might have changed. And just encouraging you to see it. It was
It was good. It's Bad Boys. It's fun. Just
life.
It's the middle of summer. It's buddy cop, over the top, over the top
best friend cop at this point.
Best friend cop, over the top movie. It's got explosions. It's got everything that you want in a summer film. So
explosions, fight scenes,
comedy,
romance, a kidnapping, classic stuff.
Classic summer movie stuff. So, what did you think?
Well, one thing I really appreciated about this one is that they embrace the age of everyone. So rather than trying to make everybody look a lot younger than they were, they know it's been over 20 years for this whole franchise.
Yeah.
So I think embracing everyone's age and the things that come along with that. There's one element in the film I really enjoy actually is that he's kind of having, Mike Lowry, he's having these panic attacks throughout the film, and what I really enjoy, not like I enjoy someone having a panic attack, but what I enjoy about showing that is that you can see a, cross movie development. The things that are happening from the first movie to the second movie to the third one to different deaths and stuff are actually impacting the characters.
The continuity.
The continuity. The continuity that's going on is clear, and I really appreciate that they kept that throughout. So now that you're seeing things that happened in the previous films have impacted the characters. Yeah. They do miss their captain. They do, there have been things that have happened that have affected them.
And to go along with the panic attack, the stroke.
Yes.
So
to start a film out that way
strong choice, very strong choice. But what the stroke kind of showed us is that this is the reality for some men that get to that age. This is the reality. You could have a stroke.
Yeah.
And
at your best friend's wedding.
Yeah, and
you can also get married over. I'm assuming they are claiming they are over 50.
Yeah.
If they're supposed to be younger than that, that's interesting.
But the idea of getting married later in life, the idea of, these are real things that happen to people that age. It's like you can get married later in life. You could also have a stroke later in life.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is that he had the stroke. Obviously, it's a movie, so nothing's going to stop the main characters from getting the job done. But the stroke and him just getting up, you have your hospital scene, get me out of here. I'm fine. I can leave.
I can do it.
And then there's obviously not fine. I think all of the cliches that get put into movies like this, especially with these two actors, worked.
Yeah.
Also, a cliche done the right way is funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's funny. I don't care if you think it's overused. It's overused because it works.
Yeah.
It's funny.
If it didn't work, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So
which is a theme in this film.
Yes. If it didn't work, they wouldn't do it. So I feel that all the cliches in the movie and just these real life things that happen not even to characters, that happen to people, are happening to these larger than life police officers.
Yeah.
And
they have been through
also,
the ringer.
One thing that it wasn't a standout, it was something kind of subtle. The dedication to these silk-ish shirts. Will Smith's character, Mike Lowry, the dedication to these shirts. It's a very 1995 shirt.
Yeah.
But that's also very Miami, because Miami is kind of stuck in 1995.
It's stuck and then it's not.
Miami is Miami.
Yeah.
Having gone a couple of years ago, it had its heyday, and people are still trying to recover from that. But Miami is it's great. Miami is great. It's Miami. It's Miami.
It's whatever you want it to be.
It's literally it's like LA. It's whatever. You can literally choose your own adventure. You could get in a car chase with the police, or
You can go shopping.
You can go shopping, which
Like
it's your choice, depending on the decisions you make when you get off the plane.
Do you want to go to the club and possibly risk getting
Caught
shot?
in a shootout, or do you just want to
Go to a rooftop and go to lunch? Whatever you
choose, it's a make your own adventure in those cities. But I think that little things like that, like the shirt, I don't know why that stuck out to me, but I was watching the movie, I'm like, what is this 1995 shirt? What's going on? But it made so much sense for these two characters because that's where we met them.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it worked. It like if he had on anything else, I would have said like, why is he trying to be young? You know? Like it makes sense for someone that age who lives in Miami to have on a silk shirt
and has like this Playboy mansion, like by the water, high tech.
It just makes sense. So
home.
Right? A lot of the choices and a lot of the things in the movie made sense to me, and it made it more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
And I also enjoyed just the follow through of the plot.
Yep.
And I'm sure someone might say, "Oh, you know, the plot hole." It's like I'm not going into this looking for plot holes. I'm going into this having a fun time. So,
and I think that's super important with movies right now that you have to understand is that I think there's a huge culture around critique. And so you're almost going to go watch something to say like, oh, well, they could have changed this, they could have done this. No, like it's fine to like for something to be purely entertainment. Yes, there's some like touching moments. Yes, there's some like deeper things going on. But it's still it's a summer blockbuster.
It is okay.
June.
It's June. It's okay to like a movie.
Yeah.
So I just thought the follow through of the plot, the kind of scavenger hunt that they were going on throughout the entire film, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I love, and Zuri knows, I am a mystery fiend. I love
any type of mystery. She's all over it.
I love a mystery. So just not adding the element, but just the scavenger hunt mystery element.
They gotta find this person. They gotta get this clue. They get this clue. That person gets shot. Then you gotta
get hacked into the like the entire like the mystery, the scavenger hunt that was going on. I was all in, and I enjoyed the entire thing. And then all of the characters in the film, Vanessa. I mean, I think we may have not seen the third one. Because I forgot
the third one.
Oh, I forgot the third one came out, but I need to go back and watch it.
Well, there was a lot going on when that came out.
Yeah, it was a lot going on, but
and it took them a long time to get it done. So
I have to go back and watch the third one, but loved Vanessa Hudgens in the film. I loved everybody's characters.
I think what was nice about everyone, all the actors in the film, they all committed to their role.
They committed to it.
Like if you were supposed to be the bad guy, you were like solidly the bad guy the whole way through. There was no one ever felt bad for the villain at any point. They weren't redeemable. There was nothing that was pulling.
And that's what I think.
You don't understand. He had a rough childhood. It's like, no, he's the villain. And it's okay.
He's the villain. And even like the small moment where I think, I keep forgetting the wife's name in the woman that he married. And I'm so sorry.
Did start with C? Christina? No.
Was it?
Christina!
No.
Christina? She's on here. What was her name?
I'm gonna look it up. Sorry guys.
Mike.
I'm gonna use my phone.
No. Mike. I just keep remembering. Was it not Christina?
No.
Was it Christina? We just saw this.
We just saw it 2 days ago.
It started with a C, right? Michelle?
No.
Christina.
No. I'm sorry. It's gonna eat away. It was Christine.
And you were almost there. I was almost there.
So Christine, I love that she was British.
Curveball.
And again, it didn't matter to me that she was British. The one British person among all the Americans.
And what I enjoy about that, even so, we obviously are both actors, is that I think there just needs to be more films that have it a mixture of Black people from different places.
Yeah.
Throw in some British accents, throw in some South African accents, throw in some West African accents, throw in some Ghanaian, like just mix it all up. Even like there's Ghanaian Australians, like just start.
Especially since in America, there's so many different people in all of these, there's so many different Black people in all these cities.
Yeah.
Like, especially in Miami, like.
Yeah.
when I went to Miami, every single person that I thought was African American was Dominican. So, and I'm not even trying to be funny. I asked this man, I'm not going to get into that trip. It wasn't one of those.
I wasn't there for that.
It was fun. No, it was fun. But I was trying to get to my other sister, my older sister, and I asked this man to let me in this club, and he didn't speak English. And I'm like, it was every time we went somewhere, every single person I thought was African American, they were Dominican.
So I think mixing those different accents and cultures and things in,
and it's okay to have. It's like, okay, so there's a Black British person here, there's a Nigerian person here, there's somebody, you know, from South Carolina. Okay, people travel.
Yeah.
People find new places to live. Not everybody needs to be American, or like not everybody needs to be British. People go different places. So
and they live in different places. So I think we both enjoyed
and
that.
it didn't take away that she was British. So it's like, okay, yeah, why not? And I think in this movie, I was able to suspend my disbelief.
Yeah,
I'm sure crime in Miami is crazy.
Yeah,
it's right on the water. Drugs.
Do we think it's that crazy?
No, we would hear about it.
Yeah, there were explosions going on every day, chases on the freeway,
reporting live from Miami would just be the news. So, but I think I was able, and I think that's a testament to the actors, to the director, to everybody involved. I was able to go in there, suspend my disbelief, and accept every single thing that was happening, no matter how ridiculous. To see with Tiffany Haddish. Okay, sure.
Okay, why not? After everything else that's happened in this film, why not?
That wasn't the craziest thing that I thought could have happened. So everything.
Actually, the crazy that I was just gonna ask you what you thought the most like outlandish part or outlandish scene was, because for me it was the helicopter scene. That was the most insane amount of different events
my God, yes,
that could happen at once. So it's like, okay, somehow these guys get on the plane.
They somehow get on the helicopter.
They get
then they hold the guy hostage.
They hijack the plane.
They hold him hostage. They make him read the script. Mike Lowry took care of the plane. And then
kill him.
They kill him.
Sorry, I keep patting my head. It's like 10,000 degrees.
We
can't run the AC because of sound. So sorry. So then they hijack the plane, kill the pilot. Everybody's asleep somehow during this, and it didn't seem like anyone was given any type of thing to make them go to sleep. It's just like, oh, it's a plane ride, let's go to sleep. And then they're fighting on the plane.
They're fighting on the plane. The cage that they're holding him in, they hold on to the cage by sheer arm strength, which
and a rope.
He's
dangling out the plane in this cage, and then Mike decides, I'm gonna have a panic attack now, and can't get the thing unlocked.
And then Marcus has to hold it. And I think just the sheer disbelief, this would never happen.
No.
But
it's two men at their age, especially
one that just had a stroke.
No, just to like saying that they can't, but he just had a stroke.
Sure Will Smith could probably do that, but
out of the hospital maybe 2 days prior to this happening. So it's like you just had a life-altering thing happen to you. You just got out the hospital. Your wife put you on a vegetarian diet. There's no way you're holding up an entire person inside of a cage by a rope on a pulley system on a helicopter that has no pilot.
And it's spinning
out
of control.
The pilot's in the cage.
So, and then the prisoner / Mike's son getting out of the cage and driving the plane to safety.
And not really to safety. Didn't they crash in water?
They did crash in water.
And then they didn't drown because there were holes in the window of the plane. So then the water's filling up. So that's another issue.
So it's crazy, but I was able to go in and I'm glad. And it's a testament to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, to their comedic timing. And just overall acting, that I didn't doubt it for a second.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, this man just had a stroke. Yes, he's holding this human-sized cage
with his bare
hands and a rope off of a helicopter. But they're just that good. So I was fully in. It's like, sure, this is happening. I think the craziest scene for me was towards the end when Mike's, what's his name? What's his son? His son.
Armando.
When he was underneath the when he was.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And he didn't get eaten by that by the alligator, that big alligator who just just got distracted. And I'm like,
Alligators don't get distracted.
they don't. So this alligator just going for him, and it's like, no, I'm going to go this way. It's like, okay, sure. Also, Reggie's.
Oh my God, Reggie's rampage.
Reggie's rampage to the house was maybe one of my top scenes.
Fantastic action scene. Like, they really did a good job whoever choreographed that. We should next time we'll have we just wanted to kind of get our thoughts out.
Yeah.
Next time I'll have notes. Whoever choreographed that fight scene was fantastic because it was just non-stop and it was so well done. It was so believable. I'm like, wow, Reggie finally got his just due. He's been rocking with them since the first. So it's just that scene, funny. I mean, as funny as yeah, because that's the thing, and that's what's brilliant about this film is that obviously he has possibly killed 15 people.
Yeah.
However, from the perspective of somebody watching it on a ring camera,
yeah,
from a separate location,
from a boathouse,
and the way that they're responding to it is kind of just elevates this very serious thing into comedy. And I think that's something that Martin Lawrence and Will Smith both have they both have a very high level of skill to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So it's these moments where it's that is not funny.
It's not funny.
But it is now.
Yeah.
Because of these two people, it is now. The way they're responding to this makes it funny now. So yeah, those are our extreme moments. I think maybe what was, if I could launch this section off, what is one thing that we would have possibly changed or could have done without? Here's my thing, and I think Zada might agree with me. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are top billing names.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think we necessarily needed so many random celebrity cameos. And that is, the thing is, they all worked, they all fit, it was fine. And I understand from the perspective of pulling in maybe a younger audience.
Yeah.
Or maybe, some of the people who went to watch it were not born when the first one came out. They might not even be born when the second one came out.
Oh my God.
And so it's I understand adding those elements in. At the same time, for me,
as someone who's, I mean, again, I didn't watch the third one. I can't say I'm a part of the Bad Boys family yet. But as someone who's followed the movies throughout the years, I didn't necessarily need it. That doesn't mean that another person in the audience, and again, we're older.
Oh my God, how far over are your hands gonna get?
Sorry. Again, we are 32.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I mean, seriously, we weren't even old enough to watch the first movie when it came out in 1995. We were 3.
Yeah.
But we saw it eventually. We saw the second one. I keep telling you guys, I didn't see the third one.
Second one is the best one, still hands down.
But for an audience, 30 and up, it may not have been necessary. But for an audience below 28, having those people that are recognizable might have been what, brought them to the movie.
Yeah.
So the choices that were made were good choices for the reasons that they were made. And I think another thing with movies is that you have to understand you're not the only person watching the movie.
Yeah. And that's why I say it's I could have done without it, but I'm not saying that it didn't need to happen. Because again, like Zada said, you're not the only person going to go see a movie. So if something that's I didn't really like that, it's well, that might not have been for you. But so when we went to go see this film, nobody in the theater, except these 2 girls who were distinctly younger than us, up in the corner watching it. They were having a cackle at those little cameos. Yeah. So I'm you know what? That's for them, and that is okay.
And we went to go see this movie. I was surprised anyone else was there because we went to go see it in the middle of the night. It was 9:30 at night on a Monday.
Yeah.
The NBA finals were on. I was shocked anyone else was there because there was just, the NBA finals
take precedence
over
everything.
Everything, church, everything. Whatever's going on. The NBA finals are on, you can't go. So, but just seeing, someone who's probably
10 years younger than us.
12 years younger than us, enjoy those parts was really cool too because that draws in more of an audience. I'm sure there's franchises that we watched growing up that they put newer actors in that we would know.
Yeah.
Or
kind of like on like Fresh Prince or something when they would bring in like different like younger celebrities, and it's like there's a reason why they're doing those things.
And they would sometimes bring in older people too.
Yeah.
That the older people watching that show would know, but that, the people who were Will Smith's age at the time or younger would know those younger people.
Yeah.
So, and just like I'll say, even Martin, the show Martin, they would bring in.
They would have celebrity cameos all the time.
All the time, but for some reason they worked really well. But
yeah, they did a good job with that.
They did a really good job at kind of meshing in and melding in those cameos and those celebrity cameos. So it's something that happens with every TV show and movie and everything like that. So I just didn't need to see TikTok's finest, but someone 10 years younger than me, that might have been what makes them like this movie and want to go back and watch the other three, so.
Yeah, so it works. It's obviously, they didn't do it for no reason.
Yeah.
And the fact that they are sitting in the box office where they are now means that it worked.
Yeah.
So who
don't listen to me.
Who are we to say we didn't need it?
I didn't do $1 billion at the box office. They did, so don't listen to me. But, and that's what I think, and I hate to tie in our work. Hated it. But I think even with the work that we do, the cast list I have in my head would not make sense to someone younger than me.
Yeah.
Right?
They'd be like, I don't know any of those people.
I don't know. It's like the cast list that I have in my head for the shows that we want are like Lynn Whitfield, Keith David, what's his name? Lucius. He's the South African actor that was in Wolf in a Snakeskin Shoes.
Yes.
He's on my wish list for actors. The guy who played Jacob in, I'm sorry, I can't remember everybody's name off the top of my head, but he played Jacob on Greenleaf. Jacob. What? I mean, Greenleaf. We'll get to
another episode,
Greenleaf.
like a deep dive into Greenleaf.
Greenleaf has been off air for a while. We're doing a rewatch right now. We'll get back into Greenleaf. The guy who plays Jacob on Greenleaf. Clarissa. Grace.
Honestly, most of the cast of Greenleaf. Except
Greenleaf.
AJ, I am so sorry.
It just...
There's no place.
But, I mean, the cast list that I have in my head would make sense to me. To someone who's, 14, 15, they might be like, who are all these people?
Even to our little sister, she's 19. And she'd just be like,
who is this?
Why is this
you don't know who Keith David is?
But to my mom, she'd be like, oh my God, so-and-so's in it. So it's just completely understandable.
And it's understandable, and I understand why decisions are made. And I think once you look at films and once you watch TV with the
Even with theater,
with the idea of going in saying, you know what if I just went in and had a good time? Mm-hmm. Things start to make sense.
Yeah. All those plot holes that you thought I read on TikTok that there was just go see
TikTok. Just go see the movie.
Touch grass, as the kids say. Get off TikTok. Just go see the movie. Just check what's going on at the movies this weekend. It's
with Bad Boys 4, I don't think I saw a trailer. I think they just said, I think I saw a poster and I said, yeah, I'm gonna go see it. I don't know where I was for the third one, but I'm gonna go see the fourth one.
We didn't read any reviews. I
didn't read anything about it. I just saw the poster. Didn't need to see a trailer. I said yes. So,
and that's the thing.
Even with the new,
just say yes.
Just say yes. Even with it's not Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
It's House of Dragon. I knew the season was coming back on. I knew the date. Didn't really need to see any of the trailers. They're like, we're doing it behind the scenes. I don't need to see all that. I already know I'm gonna watch it.
But sometimes and not sometimes, all the time, when you're engaging with any new piece of work, any new piece of art, any new piece of anything, just go in with a clear head. Don't read the reviews before. Because sometimes you might read a review and miss out on a movie you really like. There are movies that I love that if I were to describe it to someone, they would just be like, I don't know. You just kind of have to go see it.
But then you also need to, put on your thinking cap and look at who's giving the review.
Yeah.
Am I going to listen to a 16-year-old tell me what's, not even 16, my 19-year-old little sister.
Sorry.
Am I going to listen to a teenager tell me, this? It's no. What would you know? You're 19. This movie came out when I was 3. I'm 32 right now. I'm not listening to, you got to source look at your primary source. Is a source of the review a teenager? Sorry.
Not that teenagers don't have good opinions.
They do. However, but you need to discern for yourself as an adult would you listen to a teenager tell you anything?
If you read through an article and at the bottom it's like, I'm, you know, Mael for Teen Weekly, it's like, oh, well, I'm not Tate. Just
even someone under, like, you know, truth be told, under 25.
Hey,
And
we're not trying to alienate an audience.
We're not trying to alienate an audience, but there's
sometimes
some people,
you do have to look at your source and say like, okay, well, but here's the other thing: don't have a source, just go see it.
Just go.
Just go.
If you see a movie, you might see the trailer, and you say, "I'll go see that." Pick a Tuesday. Movies are cheaper on Tuesdays if you really don't want to be out. Because
support your local theaters.
Support local theaters. Movies are cheaper on Tuesdays. If you don't want to put, you don't want to put all your hand in one pot with the movie ticket prices because you got to get popcorn and a hot dog, the beignets in the movie theater, which have way too much powdered sugar on them.
Too much.
It's way too much.
But it's the only good dessert on the menu.
It's the only good dessert on the menu. We ate the beignets at the movie theater. You should have seen my hoodie.
Just covered in powder.
It was white.
It's like, oh my God, did they steal some Coke from the movie?
It just looked like I dropped cocaine all over my sweatshirt. It was just so much, and it was everywhere.
But it's like, go on a Tuesday, get a snack, go see the movie. The worst that could happen is that you spend an hour and a half to 2 hours seeing something that
you spent $9.
You wouldn't really see again. And that's okay.
And that's okay. There's books that people read that they're never going to read again. I don't watch most movies over unless I really need to study it or I'm really trying to like figure something out. Most movies I only watch once. Except
Muppet Treasure
Island.
Let's be real.
Classic film.
Classic. Watch it.
And Black Panther, the first Black Panther, I can watch over and over again.
It's just like just throw it on, do something.
We tend to watch TV shows over, but I think TV shows are made to watch over.
Yeah.
It's a me thing. If you watch movies 3, 4, 5 times.
The same way musicals are meant to see, like, oh, I'm gonna go see Lion King again, versus it's like,
I would see Lion King once every like 10 years. It's been on forever.
But it's like that's something like musicals are something you can continue to go see. Like, oh, that's my favorite musical.
There's a new cast.
There's a new cast, there's new singers. But if you do something like, I don't know, a Harold Pinter play or something, it's like, I could see that once.
Unless it's your favorite Harold Pinter play, then you can go see it again with a different cast, a different theater. They're doing a different take on it. But with movies, it's the same movie.
Yeah.
So and this is just how my mind works, I'll watch a movie over. Usually action movies I actually will watch over. Like I'll watch Bad Boys 2 over and over again.
And maybe it's because there's something in it that like removes it from reality enough to where it's hard to say, you don't resonate with the character. Like, they are living a life that is already slightly outside the realm of possibility. Yeah. It's like, this person is a hotshot, highly paid, like, police officer. They're doing drug busts. They're, like, explosions on the freeway.
In the second when they're coming out of the water with, like, and it's like, okay.
And I think because it exists in that, you can watch it over without having to have this, like, extremely deep connection to. It's like,
there's movies that and I won't say that I don't watch movies more than once, but I think action films, things that are slightly outside of reality, I can watch over and over again. More serious films, it's like I more than likely do not need to see that again.
Yeah. And it was good.
It was good. Everyone did a fantastic job. I can't be in that headspace again.
Now, one movie which we hopefully will like come back into this series, like at least in this season, to review. Zada will need to watch it. There's this movie called Past Lives.
Zuri will not stop talking about Past Lives.
I love that movie, and it's like majority of it is in Korean. We'll have to come back to that, but that is a movie I could like watch, more than once. I'm not putting it on every Saturday, but I would share that movie with someone. I wouldn't just go run outside like, oh my God, you haven't seen Past Lives? But I mean, I kind of was like that when I saw it. I'm just like, oh my God, why isn't everyone watching this movie right now? I can't be the only one. But it's just it was such an engaging but I think again, there's a little bit of a language thing that does separate it from me. And so I am able to kind of look into that as other rather than.
There's a movie like that for me.
That's not Muppet Treasure Island?
That's not Muppet Treasure Island.
I feel like I'm like sweating through my shirt.
Right?
Woo!
I can't think of it right now, but I will think of it.
Yeah.
But I think that this, and just to bring everything back, I think Bad Boys 4, if you have not seen it, go watch it.
Please.
It's fantastic.
Support Black artists.
Representation matters.
It's Juneteenth.
It's Juneteenth. Go watch Bad Boys 4.
Yeah.
But I think that everything that it took to, and I think the one thing that I did see was Will Smith's camera work with the gun.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And to Will Smith's credit, he has been an actor as long as I've known him.
Yeah.
And a rapper. I was born in 1992. Will Smith has always been on the TV for me. Mm-hmm. So just seeing him through the years, and even Martin Lawrence. Like Martin, he's been on TV probably since before I was born.
Yeah.
But Martin Lawrence has been on, these two people have been stars my entire life.
Yeah.
So going to see this movie after, being introduced to them, kind of watching Martin here and there, because we were not allowed to watch TV at all when we were growing up. Not on the weekdays. We got to
watch it on the weekend, but you have to understand, if you only get to watch TV on the weekends, you have to really prioritize what you want to see. And we were not at the age to where like Martin was something like, oh, I got to get that latest episode. It was very Disney Channel heavy, very movie surfer heavy.
Yeah. But we would see Martin in between when we were allowed to.
Or in the summer.
Yeah. So we would see Martin then, or we would see the Steve Harvey Show. We would see Fresh Prince. So there's little, bits and pieces that we would see here and there growing up. And then, getting to high school and getting to college and being able to watch and understand what was going on Martin and what was going on in Fresh Prince. But seeing these two men who have been stars our entire lives still be these big action stars, and they're funny, and they still hold all the charisma of the characters from the beginning to now, and just getting to see that throughout the years was amazing.
Yeah.
And getting to just go to the movie theater and just see a movie that was really good.
Yeah.
That you don't have, there's no extraness around it. It's just a good action movie.
Yeah, go see it.
Go see it. It's fun. There's car chases, there's explosions, there's love, there's Reggie.
There's Reggie. If you go for no other reason, go for Reggie.
But overall, like, I had
10 out of 10 taste score.
I had a blast at the movies. The song at the end during the credits, we thought that was fun too. And just overall, we had a fantastic time. I would definitely watch it again. I would actually do during the holidays where they will put Harry Potter
like
on.
A marathon?
Yeah, I would actually do a Bad Boys movie marathon weekend.
Just watch them all in order. But go see it. Fantastic film. It is very warm.
It is hot.
So we are going to stop it
This
here.
is actually the coolest it's been, and it's still hot.
But we're going to start doing these once a week, and we'll dive into, film, TV, theater, the ballet, just kind of going to go see shows, talking about them here with you guys.
And and if you don't know about us, we should have done this in the beginning, but
we want to jump into it. But
we are,
I'll let you.
Yeah, because it's the same. We are master's level actors. We graduated with our MFAs from the University of Essex, East Teen Acting School. And we are, we're classically trained actresses. Please.
We're classically trained.
We also write.
Yeah.
We also say the same thing all the time.
We write, we direct, teach. There's just different levels to what we do, but we are now taking all of that knowledge and all that experience and having fun with it and just
having fun.
Playing into it. You guys have, seen a couple videos of us trying to figure out what we really want to do, and I think we've been running away from the fact that we know what we're talking about.
We know what we're talking about, and there's things that we want to talk about, especially when it comes to art, especially when it comes to black art. This is going to be a very black art heavy.
So if you don't like black art,
get out of it.
Racism. I'm just kidding, but it won't be everything, but it will be 95%.
So, but that's just because that's who we are. That's the art that we make, and that's the art that we grew up on. That is also, we're also musicians as well.
Yeah. With multiple instruments. I'm a percussionist. Zada plays the saxophone.
So
we can't sing though.
Can't sing.
Dance, yes. Zada's a really good dancer.
Worth the lick. Who? Zuri, stop. We also went to go see Beyonce.
Yeah,
But so we might even cover a record or two. But I think with our knowledge and with everything that we learned, just sitting and being able to talk about art in a way that's not critiquing it, more
it's just like
just having a conversation, experiencing it, and just talking about our experience with the art.
Yeah.
I've been heavily critiqued because we chose a career we paid to be heavily critiqued.
Yeah, believe it or not, you can actually pay somebody $80K
to critique
you. And then your grade be dependent on it. Just so you know, if you wanted to like explore that option.
If you wanted your master's level education to be totally dependent on someone's thought
and mood that day, go ahead and go to theater school.
So, I mean, you'll learn a lot. You'll make best friends that we made in grad school.
And honestly, the level of professionalism and just exposure that you have to the industry after finishing that degree.
It's not just $80K to be critiqued. You do get a toolbox. You do get that level of professionalism that you're not going to get anywhere else.
Yeah, you're just
especially
also
with us because we went to school in London. There's just a level that we operate at, and it spills over into everything that we do.
Yeah.
So there's just a level that we operate at that is just because we did that program. Which kudos to that program. We approach set differently. We approach film sets, theater sets, just art in general.
Work that we do, auditions, like everything.
We approach it at a higher level just because that's where we were trained. So
now we're taking all of that and just applying it to things that we like. And I really appreciate that we can create a like platform or just somewhere where we can just experience art and work with it and have fun with it, and it not be so draining or like, oh, this is what,
let's talk about this. It's
like no, let's just have a good time. Let's vibe. And let's just have fun with art. Why not?
Just have fun. Literally, and I'm so literally, just have fun. It is okay to go see a movie and say, I liked it. Or go see a movie and say, it was okay. I'm going to go see a different movie
tomorrow. And if
tomorrow.
we didn't like it, you guys will never know.
You'll never know. But it's okay to go enjoy something.
Yeah.
And not go in with your critic hat on because, one, you're not being paid.
Yeah. So keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. Two, relax.
Just relax. It's fine.
It's art. It's meant to be enjoyed. Yes, people study it. Yes,
but it's literally meant to be enjoyed.
But it's like plays. It's like we're gonna toil over like what did he mean by this line? It's like watch the play and you'll figure out what he meant.
If the actors are good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our time.
That's it.